5-year-old Lila already knew what to expect in her Christmas stocking. She chose the gift with her mother when she visited her favourite toy shop some weeks ago.
These are Hatchimals, and you can rub these little hearts, and when they turn pink, you can have a little animal like one of these.
Lila had plenty to choose from at this shop, from soft toys of all shapes and sizes to colourful watches and electronic robots.
There's a definite craze for tactile things at the moment, like there's a big thing for squishies, which are basically just like slow rising foam balls and slime, and just recently there's been a big rise in demand for sequin. But I mean, there's things that are just always popular, like Lego. Everyone loves Lego, that's never going to die.
Lila's mother says the fun of shopping is lost when making online purchases.
I remember when I was a kid, and that was my favourite thing to do, obviously, as a kid, going into a toy shop and seeing everything and playing with things and choosing what you want from a toy shop rather than looking online. So I think for kids, especially at Christmas, it's such a lovely thing to do.
In Britain, the average amount spent on Christmas gifts for one child is $140. Children under 11 typically receive 10 toys. Christmas sales account for 34% of annual spending on toys. That's just over $1.5 billion. Analysts say toy sales in the UK have fallen by around 5% in the past year. Global chain Toys R Us became one of the most high-profile victims of the slump when it collapsed in April. But online retailers aren't the only problem toy shops are facing. In the lead up to Christmas, shops across the UK are usually bustling with customers, but this year the numbers have gone down. Research shows one reason is the uncertainty surrounding Brexit. Many shoppers say they're less willing to go out and spend money. But it seems there's a fair amount of impulse buying when it comes to toys.
Parents will go out to a place to buy something else, and the pressure of the children pushing them toward buying them a toy will encourage them to spend the money they might not have planned on spending.
But for Lila, the holiday isn't just about the gifts. She says the best thing about Christmas is spending time with her family. Shamim Chowdhury, TRT World, London.
More on this, let's go to Williston in the US and speak to toy industry analyst Lutz Muller. Welcome to the program. So it's Christmas Day today. Millions of children around the world have or are opening their presents. Tell us, what was the biggest trend in toys this year?
Well, what you find is that new companies have come into the place of the large traditional toy companies like Mattel and Hasbro. Both of these companies are losing market share, and particularly brands like Disney Princess or Transformers and Star Wars are all having problems because there are these new, rather interesting companies coming in. In the fashion doll area, it's LOL of MGA Entertainment, and it's also Just Play with Jojo Siwa and Spirit and other brands. So the second-tier companies are now making major inroads and are taking over the business. However, having said all this, the fashion doll industry is still very strong. There's just a shift within the brands. In the action figure area, you see the same thing. Existing brands are taking a beating from newcomers like Roblox of Jazzwares and PJ Masks of E1. In the learning area, which is another big category, the traditional providers like VTech and Leapfrog are having problems as well with newcomers like Melissa & Doug, and Mattel is making major inroads in there with new products which they provided, starting with the date when VTech and Leapfrog got together, and the buyers didn't like that because they don't like monopolies, so they got them into it. So the major trends are existing categories, existing products are still the same, but you see major shift within them from new companies taking over from the traditional old large companies.
Okay, so the classics really never die. I'm wondering, what is your outlook for 2019 then? I mean, we have the emergence of computer games, which are taking the world by storm, not only among children, but among adults as well. Can traditional toy makers still compete in this new digital age?
This is a very good question. And it's widely thought that because of smartphones, toys are going to suffer. But that has not happened and is unlikely to happen. All research tells us that screen time has remained pretty static for the children between, say, 4 and 10 years old. But what you have seen is a shift from traditional TV, cable TV, to smartphones, for instance. So toys, traditional toys, are not affected by this, and that is also borne out by the fact that the toy market overall is in fact growing very strongly, which it would not do if it shifted away to either video games or games played on smartphones, etc.
Okay, we will have to leave it there. Lutz Muller in the US. I hope Santa gave you everything you wanted this year. It was lovely to chat to you. Thank you.